What made William Ruto, the sitting president now, win the election was one, he established an altar of God. The widow of Zarephath gave Elijah the prophet some treatment. That was her insurance. The Shunammite woman, the same. And also, the insurance of God is to make sure what he asked you to keep as a covenant, especially the altar, is stationed and is functioning directly. Very important. And that's exactly the assignment. God gave President Ruto one assignment, to make sure the entire revival has a platform. Anything that would contaminate the altar of God in Kenya will directly affect his reign, will directly affect his leadership in this nation. It is a very simple thing, that the only way what was gotten through prayer should be maintained through prayer. President Ruto should play little politics and concentrate on the altar he was given to construct. That is the only safety he has. Let's leave every other thing. The moment he will divert from that righteousness of the altar of God, that will be the end of God's backup in his life. There are scenarios in the Bible that kings God withdrew their support, his support to them. Like King Saul, they can still stay in power, in leadership. But one thing that will still remain, one, that when God is not backing you up, you'll have a lot of things to deal with. When God leaves the scene, King David messed up at one moment and then God left him. He found himself in Ziklag. It was a punishment. Nebuchadnezzar reached a point. I know we really do misconceive this Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar was selected by God for a certain period of time because there was nobody who could heed the voice of God. And he was found to be in a position where he can have influence with the word God was trying to speak to the Israelites. So he was appointed, and a prophet was sent to him, Jeremiah. Read Jeremiah 27. Prophet was sent to him, and he was telling the children of God, the Israelites in the Jerusalem, he was telling them that now God has sent me to tell you that his servant Nebuchadnezzar, the Nebuchadnezzar that God was speaking to be his servant, was not even honoring the God that was talking. Now, there is a time when God can speak. I said this before elections, sometimes back there, that God can select a man that does not even see him for the sake of building an altar or the grace that God wants to move at that moment. So one thing you should know, that anything can happen the moment you just divert from God's opinion or God's instruction. That's the end of it. It is different. When God gives instruction, it is different from when the other people who got power through the dark means get to power. The source of instruction is different. I speak as a voice of God today, and I speak as a child of God as well. Timothy, profitable. May God increase your reign